The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. And again, 8 minutes away from Lollapalooza. We have a song scramble. Lollapalooza 4-day passes coming your way right here. You'll be the first people in. But first, you know, everybody had a friend. That one friend that would say, I bet you won't do it. Double dare. Double dog dare. Well, this one tops anyone and anything that anybody could come up with. A student was persuaded by his friend to get his legs amputated.
What? What? How do you persuade someone to do that?
Well, you don't need those pesky legs, you know. You're just walking around with them.
No, there was a payoff. There was a payoff. He talked his friend into getting his legs amputated for a $1.3 million insurance scam. But he wound up only getting $7,200.
Oh.
And he's got to return it. He's got nothing and no legs. There's a big lesson out there.
He's got nothing and no legs.
There's a lesson out there.
He's Lieutenant Dan.
Oh, man. I was friends in trouble, too.
Well, let's not worry about the friend because he's got legs
Yes.
and a chance still to earn some money. This was a student in Taiwan where this happened to. The criminal investigation saw that the man soaked his feet for 10 hours in dry ice to get frostbite. That then required the legs to be amputated, but the injury seemed suspicious to the police. So they investigated, and it turned out after many interviews that he did this on purpose to get a payout and an insurance scam, but it didn't work, obviously, because once they figured out what was going on, it was a scam, and there you go.
That is
Wow.
unbelievable.
It really is.
Stupid. Sorry. I had to say it.
Well, that's a very mom-like thing to say, kid.
Yeah, what are you
Very
doing?
much so. Very much so.
What are you doing? You come up with no legs, then the mom goes
Yeah.
like, what did Timmy tell you to do now? Jump off a bridge? No,
Yeah,
I don't-
exactly.
I don't know.
What was the dollar amount that he thought he was going to get by losing his legs?
$1.3 million.
That's not even enough.
It isn't.
Well,
No.
It really is the ultimate would you rather question.
Yeah.
Would you rather have $1.3 million or legs?
No. $1.3 billion. Maybe consider it.
I gotta
But I don't think so.
I think I still want legs.
Yeah, I do too.
I still want legs.
I want legs.
Legs,
I don't know.
legs are awesome.
But you don't use yours that much.
I'm standing right now on them.
I know, but I feel like you would also thrive in the jazzy scooter environment.
Well, I gotta say,
What do you have to say?
if you didn't have to think about working and earning, if it was way more than 1.3 million, maybe a scooter would be nice. Maybe parking spaces. You get to go through the aisles of Jewel. Just
I
like-
was going to say, imagine going to Costco but being on wheels.
that's living.
All of a sudden, no leg sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Oh, boy.
No, still sounds pretty terrible. I don't know if you guys ever done anything because of somebody dared you to do it. Karen, did you ever? A friend did it and said you won't do it, and then you did it.
Yeah, probably a couple things. The first that comes to my mind, though, remember that bar I told you about where I DJ'd for the naked football team in college?
Oh, I do remember that. Yes.
And maybe back up just for a second for those that don't know that story.
Yeah, we'll tell that story again really
I
quick.
DJ'd at a bar in Mount Pleasant, Michigan called the Wayside, and the football team always had what they called last practice. It was at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And the coach rented it out, and the whole football team just partied as much as they wanted to. Free drinks for them. And,
Sure.
And I was the one of the two women in there, and I was DJing, and they all got naked and were dancing on the dance floor. It was really weird, but I got paid to work that day, and I was very happy. But it was very strange. But another day when I went to that bar with my roommates, you know those velvet ropes that you see at movie theaters or at fancy clubs when you're waiting in line?
Sure.
Those red velvet ropes.
Yeah.
We decided to take one. Well, my roommates did, and I'm telling them, no, I work here. I can't be involved. They convinced me. So my roommate, Nancy, held one end in her hand. We spun Nancy around, so it wrapped around her, and then we covered her with a coat, and we walked out. And then and the next day, they're like, Kara, we lost the velvet rope. Do you know where it is? And I lied through my teeth. They knew. I'm sure they saw me. So, yeah, I was convinced to steal a velvet rope.
What's your friend Nancy up to now? She seems fun.
She's a teacher.
Oh, I bet.
So, yeah.
You were wild, Kara.
Well,
That was you were a wildcat.
alcohol. I'm sure we did worse. They tried to get me to mug a pizza man once, too. And I held...
Wait a minute. That's why'd you bury the lead?
Because I didn't want to come out like a thief.
Oh, well, that's okay.
I wound up being a witness to it, and it was not pretty.
They mugged the pizza guy?
They did. We called for pizza when we lived in the dorms.
Yeah.
And let's go get the pizza. So we all go down there. And I'm wondering, why did they bring a pillowcase?
Yeah?
One of them covered him with the pillowcase. The other one grabbed the pizzas and ran. And I stood there going, what did I just see? And I saw the pizza guy, like, take the pillowcase off his head and look and sees these girls running. And he's like, I can't believe I just got mugged by 2 girls. Like, He was so mad. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I didn't do it, but I'm sorry. I saw it.
Wow. I think the statute of limitations is off this one.
Yeah.
Wow. 2 girls in a pillowcase.
Yeah.
I think I saw that movie.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Well, now let's get into it. Lollapalooza happens right here in Chicago, as it does every year with, I know what, I'm not going to say the bands, because I'm going to play a song scramble right now. You tell me the bands that are playing Lollapalooza in this song scramble. There's 3 of them, and you are going. Got it?
Wow. Yeah.
312-591-8300. Just give me the bands, the 3 bands in that song scramble, and you are going to Lollapalooza from Brian and Kenzie in Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We have a Lollapalooza song scramble, so you figure out the 3 songs in this song scramble, and you are going to Lollapalooza. Did you get it?
That's hard. It is.
312-591-8300. Nate checking in from Crown Point. Nate, ahoy.
Hey, ahoy, Brian. Round 2.
Let's go. What do you got? Give me the bands.
All right, Hosier, Pierce the Veil, and the Killers.
That was a good guess, I
I
thought.
so wanted to give it to you, my man. Checking in again a day later. So here we go. One more time, everybody. Listen carefully. What do you got? Tell me the 3 bands in that, and you are going to Lollapalooza. Now, everybody listening should stay put, because if we don't get a winner, we will just say God bless the baby, and everybody listening has a chance to call in and win.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
All right, it's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Lollapalooza 2024, Thursday, August 1st to Sunday, August 4th. I'm not singing the bands because they're part of the song scramble. Tickets on sale today, by the way, the pre-sale Thursday today at noon. But these are the first ones in from our great friends at C3 Presents, our great partners, and for Lollapalooza 2024. So all you got to do is name the 3 songs in this song scramble. Okay, 312-591-8300. Let's go to Courtney checking in from Chesterton. Courtney, ahoy. What's going on?
Hi, how are you?
Good. Give me the 3 bands right now. Just do it.
Is it Blink-182, The Killers, and Hosier?
Oh, Courtney, I wanted you to win so bad.
Thank you.
All right, thanks for calling in. Check it in. One more time. Let's do it here before we throw it to the phones, and everybody listening has a chance at these tickets. So we're looking for the first person through that can get all 3 bands in this song scramble. Okay, let's go to Laurel in Palatine. Laurel, what's going on?
Nothing much. Yeah, I think I got the 3 bands.
Okay, give it to me.
All right, first one is Hosier. Next one, The Killers, and the last one, my favorite band of all time, the Deftones.
Well, you got all 3 bands.
Nice.
All right, there you go, man. You are going to Lollapalooza.
Woo! Yeah!
You are in. It was, of course, Hosier, Deftones, and the Killers. We just asked for the bands, and you got them, my man. Good job.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Well, it's Thursday. It's just about 8:20, and it's time.
The ticket window is open. Ticket Blitz Thursday.
On Q101.
Wow, can't complain about ticket prices here. We're giving away a lot of free stuff today. And how about this? Kings of Leon, special guest Fantagram at the Huntington Bank Pavilion at Northerly Island on Saturday, September 28th. Tickets are on sale now for this show. It's great to talk about these Northerly Island shows, these outdoor shows on the lake. It is just a wonderful setting for a show, especially for that one. I think that's a good one, too. Our great friends at Live Nation help us out. So this is a text contest. So text FIRE. FIRE. As in, sex on fire. FIRE to 312-591-8300. Text FIRE right now for your chance to win tickets to Kings of Leon.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101 with Kara over here filling in. We're going to hear from Kenzie checking in here in just a little bit before the end of the hour. Talk about the Cubs broadcast, which, by the way, that's going on right now in Piece of Garbage Madness. But I want to remind you one more time, it's not a call contest. Ticket Butts Thursday is a text contest. FIRE to 312-591-8300. Text in Kings of Leon. Text in the 312-591-8300. Text FIRE. Sorry. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot happening.
Everybody take a deep breath.
We've had a lot. It's been a great morning.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic.
Really,
this is why we do this. It's been so much fun today.
It's been a lot of great interaction, a lot of stuff thrown out there, and we appreciate you guys checking in and being part of it.
But what's the keyword again?
FIRE. Well, I said that a little weird. FIRE. FIRE to 312-591-8300. For Kings of Leon tickets at Northern Island, go ahead and get in on that right now. Now, we did launch Piece of Garbage Madness about an hour ago, and this is wild. It's exactly what I wanted to happen when we put things together to go ahead and matchups with the basketball tournament that starts today, of course. Make sure you get your brackets in by 11:15 today.
Brian?
Yes?
You haven't done a bracket yet. Make sure you get your bracket in by 11:15 today.
I'm just, there's so much going on. There's so much happening.
Honestly, this bracket's so much more fun.
It is more fun, this
Yeah.
one. I tell you, when you see things like right now, the first matchup, it's on Facebook right now and on Twitter, our Q101 Twitter page. Make sure you go there and vote with a nice Twitter poll. Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton, who we've talked about numerous times of the corruption going on down there, and she's still in office, and also alleged corruption until she actually goes and gets some kind of justice with the FBI investigating her. But the poor people of Dalton make $29,000 on average a year, and she's making over $300,000. And there's all these scandals of going to Vegas and spending the taxpayer money on these trips and these trustees that kind of protect her. It's very fascinating situation.
4 seasons. She's living it up.
4 seasons. The 4 seasons. Imagine that for a second, spending taxpayer money on that.
I can't imagine a Hilton, let alone a 4 seasons.
You can get into a Hilton.
I've stayed before. It's quite nice.
Oh, you've been in a Hilton.
Oh, my dad's got the points.
Oh,
You
so
know,
you-
a little family trip.
Got
So
the
you-
breakfast in the morning.
Exactly.
So you are privileged.
I've never denied that. I am guilty as charged, brother.
So Tiffany Henyard's going against the Cubs, a 16 seed. That's the 1-16 matchup. Now, the Cubs are in there. You say, like, why? I mean, well, there's a 16 seed. Every sports team we decided needed to be in there because they all need to win now. And the Cubs were kind of the closest, I would say, if you go through all of them.
They were the closest, but they had historically perhaps the greatest collapse ever, meaning bad greatest, in September of last year.
They
This
really
was,
did.
You know, the Arizona Diamondbacks took their playoff spot and then nearly won a World Series.
Unbelievable. How
Could have been the Cubs.
The teams, they were the best team in baseball out of the All-Star break.
right.
And it just collapsed, and that's disappointing. That's why they deserve a 16 seed. But they've made some nice moves, and listen, all the teams are in. Trust me. So, Tiffany Henyard versus the Cubs, you vote for that right now at Q101's Facebook page and Twitter. Make sure you do it there as well. Now, I'm only going to mention one other matchup because something really tremendous happened today. Sad, in my opinion.
Monumental.
That the city filled in the Chicago rat hole that we've talked about on this radio station many times in the last 6 months. We were the first to break it, that this rat hole's up there, possibly a squirrel hole. And people went and got married there. Many of our Q101 people were respectful in that neighborhood when they went and visited the rat hole, unlike some other radio station listeners that went there and were disrespectful.
So now we're blaming other radio stations?
Yeah, I'm blaming all the other radio stations. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, Light FM. I'm looking at.
Who else you got? Name names. Who else you got?
Yeah, I'm just going at light. Screw it. All your listeners went out there and caused a ruckus doing beer bongs out front of the rat hole. We're mooning the people that lived in the neighborhood. That's true. That's a fact that they went out there and did that.
I heard Fred littered there.
Oh, I heard he did too.
Yeah, Marty Leonard's he peed there actually. It was very disrespectful.
Yeah, all the mix went out there and just did that. It was total havoc.
I can't even say what the mix did. It was so disgusting.
It was really an embarrassment to the city and the broadcasting field in general.
You should probably take them off their off your presets because of it.
I would.
Respect the rat.
Yeah.
How dare they? How dare the mix?
Yeah. How dare them? I heard the Drive had Fleetwood Mac play out there. Nobody wanted Fleetwood Mac on Roscoe Street. No one wanted it.
It was really a disturbance.
Horrible. So all the other radio station listeners ruined the rat hole, and it got filled in now permanently. It got filled in before, but now it's really done by the city. The alderman said the neighbors wanted it filled in, but I believe it was those other radio stations, their listeners, that caused this havoc because Q101 people were out there respectful.
Yeah.
It's gone. Now, to talk about the bracket again a little bit with this, the people that filled in the rat hole are a number 1 seed. But not voting right now. That doesn't happen. Each matchup, there'll be about 3 matchups a day, so make sure you're on our socials so you can follow it, play along, and vote, because you decide who wins Piece of Garbage Madness, people and things that were pieces of garbage. The other side of it is in that same region, the Chicago rat hole itself is there, because Case wasn't a big fan of the fun that was going on.
It's not just me. Don't pin this on me.
I don't know anybody else that was not a fan of the rat hole.
The neighbors weren't. Imagine living in that neighborhood.
Listen, their property values went up because of it.
That's what I was wondering,
With
actually.
people mooning at them?
They don't live on Bourbon Street, Brian.
Kara's in the real estate field.
I'm pretty sure that's not something that increases your value when people drop their pants and moon you.
Is that, well, you know better than anybody.
Well,
so.
I've never actually researched that, but I'm just making an educated guess.
Like you're out there showing a beautiful, let's say it's a 2-flat over there in Roscoe Village. You know what the benefit of this neighborhood is? You see a lot of ass.
You can see an ass out of the window.
It's all ass out all day. And the schools are good too, but the ass out is what you really want coming over here too. Well, our great friends, the Double Features, who helped us out with Piece of Garbage Madness, the graphic is amazing when you see it up on our socials, wrote a song to say goodbye to the rat hole.
Rat hole's gone, day has come. They took the slab away. Rat hole's gone, there's no more fun, so move along. Rat hole's gone, day has come. Rat hole's
Hey guys, isn't that a squirrel?
Perfect.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101, and coming up here in about 10 minutes, so about 8:45, we'll give you that word again this hour for Ticket Blitz Thursday for Kings of Leon tickets with Fantagram. So the word is good for the entire hour. We'll have a new word, a new keyword to text in at 9. Well, there's one more word that's good for the next half hour. We'll give that to you in 10 minutes, 8:45 with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. So, interesting situation happened in Livonia, Michigan. Kara, were you born there?
No, in Detroit. I grew up in West Bloomfield. That's not far from Livonia.
Okay.
I know it.
Well, a kid went to the wonderful Outback Steakhouse to get a nice drink. Wait, I'm sorry, a steak.
How old's this kid?
Oh, so he's 12 years old, and he was accidentally served the adult version of a daiquiri, a strawberry daiquiri. So here's some of the audio of what happened to the kid afterward.
It didn't taste like how when I had it the other times, and it just didn't taste normal. My head started hurting when I was leaving, and my heart started beating as I was drinking it.
It's supposed to be a virgin daiquiri, but it says a daiquiri. The diagnosis was accidental exposure to alcohol and accidental ingestion.
And that was his grandmama at the end. That's his grandmama.
So they ordered a virgin one, but got a real one?
He got a real one, and he got a hangover. He got buzzed at 12 years old.
Is he 12 or 30? Play him one more time.
You think he's 30?
This is a grown man.
It didn't taste like how when I had it the other times, and it just didn't taste normal. My head started hurting when I was leaving, and my heart started beating as I was drinking it.
That does sound like a guy who's hungover.
Yeah.
It's grown man voice.
Oh, man. It was terrible. I feel terrible.
Now, before we proceed, I have a question.
Yeah.
And I say this as the non-drinker in the room, and
Yep.
I apologize. I know this is a dumb question, but I honestly don't know the answer to it.
Right.
What is a daiquiri?
You should have a virgin. It's really good.
So, Kara, tell him what's in a daiquiri.
Well, usually strawberries. Usually it's called a strawberry daiquiri. I'm not sure the alcohol, though. But it tastes like a shake.
It's rum.
It kind of tastes like a shake.
Rum's in there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a fun sun drink on the beaches.
It's very sugary.
Yeah.
Like, I would have gotten the hangover headache just from the sugar in it. Like,
You know when you go to well, I don't know if you've been to a bar that has daiquiris in the back. I'm not sure.
They have daiquiris in the back?
Well, you see those machines.
Sometimes, yeah, there's a
It's like a machine spinning. It looks like it's a slushie or something.
Yeah.
Oh, like at a 7-Eleven?
That's probably a better
Yes.
comparison than ice cream. Yeah.
That's what they look like. Except there's alcohol in them, and it's a daiquiri, and they got strawberry. They got any flavor. They got tons of flavors.
But that's different from a pina colada?
Yes, that's got Kahlua. What's a pina colada got in it, Kara? Is
I
it
feel
vodka?
like I don't know. I feel like that's rum too, but that's more coconut.
Let me try
Okay,
to-
yeah, I think coconut is the key ingredient
Yeah.
there.
I don't
I'd
drink
rather
pina
have a pina colada than a daiquiri.
Gotcha. I've never drank before, but sometimes
Yeah.
I see what I'm assuming is now a daiquiri, like a lovely fruity drink
Yeah.
being passed around the bar, and I think, ooh, I might want to sip
Well,
of that.
order a virgin one.
Yeah, I'll
But hopefully
get
you
on
won't get
that.
that same waitress.
It's what, 8:35? I can probably order a virgin daiquiri
Well,
somewhere.
no, you're gonna end up like that kid.
Yeah.
By the way, a pina colada also has rum in it.
Oh, really?
So those
That's
have
what I
rum, and they have coconut, pineapple juice, and then a daiquiri. I know is rum as well. You hear me Googling it. I'm not this kind of drinker, but it's a rum, citrus juice, sugar, and then some other sweetener in a daiquiri, which could be anything. Strawberry,
Gotcha.
blueberry,
All right.
whatever.
I'm caught up. Thank you for doing Alcohol 101 with me. Let's now focus on this 12-year-old who got blitzed at an Outback Steakhouse.
Who's actually 45 years old.
It didn't taste like how when I had it the other times, and it just didn't taste normal. My head started hurting when I was leaving, and my heart started beating as I was drinking it.
It's supposed to be a virgin daiquiri, but it says a daiquiri.
It's like a grandmother and grandfather. They actually sound like together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they suing?
They're not happy about Outback
Yeah.
Steakhouse doing that. My big question when I saw this is, why is a 12-year-old drinking a daiquiri?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's virgin or not. It's all sugar.
Yeah.
And as a 12-year-old holding a daiquiri, I picture him wearing like a top hat and a suit.
Oh, fedora, probably. Yeah, he's one of those fedora kids.
Yeah, like I don't get what's going on there because a 12-year-old should drink, Coke.
Yeah.
Or
Mr. Pibb.
Yeah. Dr. Pepper. There's a lot of options out there.
That isn't a daiquiri.
A Faygo Red Pop would be great for a
That kid
12-year-old.
would love Faygo.
Yes.
Oh.
It's Detroit. Fago's huge there.
Exactly.
Thank you. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's big here too. I mean, but that's where it's from.
Yeah.
Faygo Red Pop.
I grew up on Fago.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, is that why you guys are the way you are?
Well,
What does that mean?
There's something in the Faygo I don't know?
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.